better shape as far as the early game goes than they were in the first match. And as we said, to round out the first match, I think that's going to be crucial.
Yeah, and this is a great pickup for M5, I think. This gives them a bit more of a well-rounded lineup. They have to fight with the Brewmaster Ultimate early on, and he won't get crushed nearly as badly as he did in Game 1 for Vigas. So, again, this is the DotaPit League Season 2, guys. We're into Group A, only about 5 or 6 days in, I believe. So we have yet to have every single Group A team play. And right now, I mean, the top 4 will move on from the group. There's 8 teams in the group right now, and there's certainly a chance for both squads to be able to make it to this top 4. There are some good teams, but, you know, the competition maybe isn't as fierce as some were expecting it. However, there's some really good teams. Tinker, Complexity, Power Rangers, Evil Geniuses, Alliance, Fnatic, Moscow 5, and virtus.pro. Those are your 8 teams in Group A. And, well, there's a couple strong names in there to be sure. We'll see if virtus.pro or Moscow 5 can get off to a good start here. Obviously, virtus.pro with the second win would be huge, winning the series 2-0, but Moscow 5 want to split the series. So.
And they can do it. I mean, this to me is just, as I look at these lineups more and more, it's just night and day different. I mean, G, certainly a great player, period, but in terms of his level of confidence, he's only had one game that I'm seeing on Ember Spirit with this current VP roster. It was back in September. It was a loss to Fnatic. And you look at the M5 side, and they're just in so much of a better position, both in the mid lane matchup. This is a mid lane matchup that Vigas should win here against G, and just in terms of overall early game aggression, they're smoked up. They might get a kill here on Yol to start the game.
Yol walks to the high ground. He's like, no, God, this is not where I wanted to be. Somebody help. So he will go down to the first blood. It looks like the right click Voodoo Restoration not going to save him, and TPOH or Tron gets the kill. Probably not the hero you want to give first blood to.
And they forced the skilling of Voodoo Restoration at level 1. I'm actually a little bit surprised that Yol did that. It's probably not the biggest deal here, but you know, when you got beat as bad as M5 did in the last match, you are looking for any kind of advantage in the early game, and just knowing that Yol spent that level 1 skill point on the Voodoo Restoration lets TPOH just be a little bit more aggressive here in this top lane to start the match.
Yeah, Yol wanted to get out. He wanted to ward early, but he made the mistake of going to the high ground, and this is an oft ganking spot coming out from the Radiant team, and Yol gets caught out and goes down, gives away first blood, and like you mentioned, the more important thing, Voodoo Restoration skilled up. You don't have Casket level 1. We'll see how it goes. They do miss the Observer ward. It's on the cliff here rather than on the ancient camp here for the Radiant side. So some introductions while we have the moment. For Moscow 5, Tra-Ta-Ta or Vigas will be playing your Brewmaster. Up at the top lane, it is going to be TPOH or Tron. He'll be on the Batrider. Down bottom, defensive tri-lane, King R on the Scarif Mage yet again. Blow your brand on the Nagasar with an interesting set. And to round it all out, we'll have PGG playing your Vengeful Spirit. So that'll be Moscow 5.
Boy, G's got to be careful here. Yeah. He's going to get zoned out and hopefully zoned out, because if he plays too aggressively, he can get punished heavily.
He's backing up right now. He ate a tree, obviously, but yeah, I mean, this is a really good matchup. Melee versus melee on a Brewmaster is something that really favors the Brew. And although G has got Searing Chains, he's got, obviously, his Flame Guard, and he can be kind of aggressive with the Flame Guard a bit later.
John's going to try for the arrow.
Ooh, just misses on Vigas. He backs away. There's the Flame Guard. Searing Chains actually missed on Vigas. That would have been the kill out of the Searing Chains hit, I believe, but...
Yes. No. I don't know that they would have gotten the kill there, but... it would have been close, and that would have been just a huge turn of events for G in a lane that he really shouldn't win. But as it is, he's actually off to a CS lead.
Yeah.
Oh, Lacido here in a little bit of trouble down bottom.
Yep. Getting chased down. He will go down to the kill of Moscow 5 using the Arcane Bolt. Looks like they used the Magic Missile as well. So again, we talk about how Faceless Void's good in the offlane, but he's certainly not unkillable, especially when you get Ancient Seal for the Scarif. He's going to get arrowed, by the way, by Jotun. Does he even have right-click damage? King R can actually man up with Concussive Shot with Arcane Bolt, but he looks like he's just trying to get out. Magic Missile maybe on the high ground here. Jotun about to try to get this kill, and King R will get away just barely. Magic Missile from PGG, so he cannot get up to the high ground. That was so close, and King R lives with about 20 HP.
A little bit of trouble here mid lane. Fortunately, Vigas is out of mana, and he's got Yol coming and having his back, but... You know, again, even though G, oh boy,
King R, I think, just did that.
King R just gives himself away. Yeah, it's a free ride back to base, which is fine. But G is doing well for himself early on, but I think he is eventually either going to need some help or going to have to start playing a lot more carefully.
He needs a bottle right now, and he actually has enough money for it. He will buy it, and that's going to be huge timing for him. And he is still leading the way in terms of CS in this mid lane, which is very interesting.
Yeah.
But,
and it's telling to me that G started with a poor man's shield and 2 pooled tangos, and he's going to have his bottle here within about 20 seconds of Vigos.
Yeah.
That early CS parity is really huge for the Ember.
Yeah. Radiant's courier has been killed.
Oh,
where did that happen? How did that die? What? How did it die here? Who was there?
That's just carelessness. It had to be, I guess it had to be BZZ here.
Well, I don't know what happened, but that's really smart play coming out. Either way, I mean, they get the courier. It actually had the bottle on it, and it was roaming back.
Oh God, that was Vigos's bottle.
Yes.
Oh no.
He was actually crowing it back to base, and it just died. Meanwhile, Searing Chains arrow is going to connect on Vigos. Big fight coming out, but they don't have the damage. G already uses Flame Guard. He already uses Searing Chains, and they cannot get the kill. But the arrow does come through.
And John, I'm only level 1. That was I thought he'd have his 2 levels in Starstorm, which might have been enough to get the kill. But Vigos a little bit fortunate in that regard, but he is really hosed as far as this lane goes.
Meanwhile, Cedo chasing after PJG. They do take down the bounty run for M5, but they're not going to go any further. They see there are reinforcements coming from King R. They already used the time walk. They can't slow him down any further. So a nice try. And virtus.pro, they're putting a decent amount of pressure on, but they're just not able to secure these kills that they got in the last game. And a lot of that has to do with I think the Shadows even being very effective in that regard with Soul Catcher. They just have a bit of damage coming out.
Yeah, I think that's an excellent call, and I think that's exactly right. You know, the Witch Doctor is, as much as he potentially offers here coming into the mid game, just nowhere near the kind of damage potential, and they're not even trying to roam with the Mirana, which, by the way, I agree with. And M5 doing something I really like here, going to put some early pressure on the bottom tower.
Yeah, and they might be able to take it as well. Cedoy, Magic Missile gets disjointed though. Cedoy with an excellent time walk. Arrow connects on PGG. Now the Cascule TP's in. PGG about to fall in. Will they also get the kill in the mid lane from G? Solo kill using his Flame Guard and maybe even his Searing Chains as well.
And that's just all about, and he has a regen rune, so anytime he wants it, he's just right back into the fight. I mean, that's just all about that bottle kill.
No denying the tower. Arrow connects on Blow Your Brain after the time lock proc. They have no Starstorm, they have Leap. Sidoi has to back away. Ancient Seal coming through. They cannot time walk for the kill. Here comes Yo, the Remnants from G. He wants this kill on Blow Your Brain. He's going to try to buy. He has a TP scroll. They cannot find him. He will TP out. Unbelievable. Blow Your Brain making it away. Huge play. King R getting chased down. Concussive shot. Salve is canceled. He will fall as well. King R gets brought down. And at least they get the tier 1 tower and they keep Blow Your Brain alive. But they lose a couple of heroes in the process.
Yeah, that sequence went so much better for them than it could have. Just an epic juke there by Blow Your Brain to get away. That would have been a disastrous fight for them if their Naga had gone down, sitting on 1,300 gold.
Yeah. I mean, now he's sitting pretty well. He's got Nikhil, he's got Quelling Blade, he's got his bottle, he's got everything he needs. With the exception of obviously the Radiance, but that'll be some time from now. Split mid lane.
He spends his ulti.
He's getting fought here, and he will take a boulder toss, and he's going to try to remnant it away, and actually might make it. He's trying to juke away. He can always remnant. He actually doesn't have the mana for it, and Brew will grab the kill coming in with the boulder toss. Ancient Seal and Cyclone, that'll be up on the Mirana. Meanwhile, they're chasing after Yol. Buddha Restoration. Here comes Tron. A kill for him would be huge. Firefly still going Yol, trying to stay alive. No mana to heal up anymore with. Viper Strike coming in from BZZ. Tra-ta-ta. Arrow doesn't connect. Oh no, Vigos would have been dead had that arrow hit. Meanwhile, Cedoy coming back in. No usage of the Chronosphere. Gets Magic Missile as well. He's looking for a fight. Time Walk might be available, and it is. PGG at least is going to get brought down, but that's a very good trade for Moscow 5 in the end, I believe.
Yeah, it is, but boy, again, you can see. Lord, they're going to get another one here.
It's not a good trade for Moscow 5 then in that situation.
And this is part of the problem when you hear criticism of CIS teams. This is what people will talk about, that they sometimes just don't know when to quit. That they'll get a big kill. I mean, that solo kill on G by the Brewmaster was just, in terms of getting him back into this game, you could not ask for a bigger kill anywhere on the map right now. But then they choose to press the advantage and give away the 2 supports in the process. And that really, those kinds of return kills, and they were fortunate not to give up Vigas as well. The arrow from Jotum was just barely off target. You know, it's 1 step forward sometimes and 2 steps back.
Yeah, I mean, just too aggressive coming out, I think, from Moscow 5. Virtus.pro, they get the return kills, and Virtus.pro, they don't have, I think, as an aggressive nature, or at least they know when to stop, they know when to quit, they know they've gotten enough kills, and they always take the advantage, and little by little, they'll kind of just increment their lead. So, Virtus.pro are looking really solid right now, and this is a team that went to, what's that, I-League, I believe, where they faced up against Tongfu OB? And they had a pretty good series against them. Obviously, they didn't take it, but that was a strong series coming up from Virtus.pro. So.
No, I mean, that's what I was saying earlier about VP's been a team that it doesn't necessarily show in their stats. But if you look at the competition that they've played against and you look at the kind of matches that they've put up, they've shown that they can compete against the best right now.
Yeah, top lane. Song of the Siren going. BZZ getting caught out. Did they have enough damage to get this kill? Absolutely. Ancient Seal, Magic Missile, Firefly. You name it, they're using it, and BZZ is going to fall. And that's going to be him down for 30 seconds. Great gank coming in. Song already being used effectively. And this is what I like to see out of Naga Sirens.
Yeah, that sets back his mech now by a couple minutes as well. He was on pace for possibly even a pre-10-minute mech. So that's a nice big impact kill for them. And again, even though they trail in the kill totals and they're a bit behind in the gold, just the early game, such a different story here for M5. They are in position to make some moves in the mid game in this match.
Absolutely, and with a Naga Siren, they certainly have a really lethal late game as well. And Blow Your Brain getting TP'd on right now. Cask is already used. There's the Viper Strike. He has no Song. Ancient Seal goes through, but only on Yule. Maybe not the best target because of shot. Actually hit on BZZ as well. And they cannot get the kill on Blow Your Brain. He's getting away, and it looks like there's no rotations on the backside to get this kill as well. Faceless Void nowhere near. Remnant coming in. That'll be from G in the mid lane, I believe. No, that's G in the top lane. Actually looking for King R, not finding him. So TP rotations, they don't get anything. Actually, Arrow connects with King R. He got blindsided.
I was going to say, they were going to give away one of those heroes, but again, very important that it not be Blow Your Brain's Naga Siren. And that was, again, a little bit fortunate for M5. Pretty ill-advised to go up and threaten that top tier 1 tower with only 2 heroes at this point.
I gotta say, they're playing, and I said I was really a big fan of getting the Naga involved and having a kill with the Song of the Siren, but there's a completely different story. Well, hold on, PGG's gonna die to 2 ultimates here. Shadoy's and Yule's finally coming in conjunction with one another, but you know, Blow Your Brain is playing a Naga Siren where he's not farming AFK the jungle. He's getting involved in not only fights but in taking towers early as well. And I think maybe you should just wait until you get your relic, wait until you get your radiance, and then you can start being aggressive. Let's farm the jungle a bit more. Let's make sure he gets enough gold. Meanwhile, he's TPing top. Lasso, BZZ in trouble yet again. Ancient Seal. He should fall here. And, I mean, at least they're going to get Blow Your Brain involved to the kill. So, okay.
Look, this is really important because, you know, you look at the kill margin, and VP is doubling up M5 in kills, but they've gotten the bigger kills, right? I mean, 4 of VP's kills are on King R, which, I mean, it's nice, but M5 now have 2 kills on BZZ. They've got a kill on G and a kill on Seedoy. That's 4 core kills out of their 5. So they're doing what they need to do to give themselves a shot here.
Yeah, absolutely. And the one thing I'm worried about is if G goes to the late game, gets a Battle Fury here against this Naga. And I mean, I'm thinking really late game, because at this point it looks like we're going to get there. But
I think we got a couple more minutes before I'd say that.
True. Well, Magic Missile, Yule's going to get caught out. Looks like he will fall to Trotata. Doesn't even have to use his ultimate. Swap coming through from PGG. Sedoy, you are not getting out, my friend. Ancient Seal, they already used Magic Missile. Moonlight Shadow going to go, but no detection. Oh, man. And now G comes in. Searing Chains, PGG's like, where'd he come from? And he's done. Well, that's a bit unfortunate.
Just a little silly to keep up the chase there without the mana for the Magic Missile, and they can turn this.
No chrono, so... And also the Blink Dagger coming out from Vigas. Vigas having a heck of a game, at least a better one than we saw in game number 1, so...
Oh, big time. I mean, that's, to me, again, you know, you look at the kill numbers and you look at the fact that the VP does now have a 2K gold lead, and, you know, that's all well and good, but the cores of M5 in position, Vigas might go down here, but he's super tanky.
Yeah, they're not killing him right now. They are going to get the cask off, and there will be an arrow coming through with the Witch Doctor ultimate. They do blow him up. The arrow actually keeps him in place long enough for them to get that kill. Yeah, he's very tanky against the right click, but against the Death Ward, not so much.
Yeah. Remember that Death Ward damage it's a very unusual type of physical damage. It's called like chaos damage or something. It can't be blocked, for example, and so it's a little bit more effective against some sources of damage mitigation.
Yeah, and well, that showed itself in the last little fight there. And the arrow coming through from Jadama as well. Nice play. He actually picks up a medallion. Great choice here. Your dire side. You want to take Roche early on. Absolutely.
Yeah,
get the medallion. Get in the Roche pit.
Now that item had almost a 65% win rate on the dire side in 6.81. It's one of the big value pickups if you're a support on the dire side. Certainly think about that early in your item progression.
Yeah, I mean, playing a game you want a good dire advantage to your support, pick up a medallion. A lot of them do pick them up. I mean, you don't have to necessarily pick up that item, but for supports like Mirana, Vengeful Spirit, it's certainly a good choice, even Abysses as well. There's a lot more that you could build it on, too. I've seen it on Witch Doctors and what have you. So.
Shadow Demon, absolutely. No, it is a much better item, especially on the Dire, than a lot of people give it credit for. And look at that, by the way, look at that, the mech timing of BZZ, 13 minutes, when it looked like it was going to be more like 9 or 10. These kills starting to add up, although... You wonder, is Blows Naga farming quite enough? I mean, she's about 500 now away from that relic, so she's looking pretty good in her progression, but it's going to be important for them to get her through the next few minutes to her Radiance without any major losses.
If it continues the way it is right now, it's looking to be a 16-minute Radiance thereabouts from Blow Your Brain, and that's perfect timing, I'd say, considering he got all of his items first. He's not going for his greedy build. He's just picking up the standard items. There is the double damage rune for Brewmaster. There's a Blink Lasso. Jadam getting caught out. I heard a swap in the backside as well. Jadam falls. They're chasing after BZZ with the Ancient Seal. Right click mech, keeping him alive. And he doesn't have the bottle. No, he doesn't have enough regen. There's going to be a split. PGG is getting Viper struck, but he should survive. BZZ, one right click, won't do the job yet. They will stay alive. They get 2-for-1 trade. Meanwhile, Blow Your Brain gets ganked to the bottom lane by Sadoy. So...
Yeah, obviously the 1v1 kill for Sadoy, who now has his Mask of Bandits and his treads up, is a big deal. But nice mid engagement coming out there. It's so unfortunate that they had to give away the Naga in the meantime. Who again, we talk about these timing kills, right? BZZ with his mech, and now that sets Blow Your Brain's Radiance back by another couple of minutes.
Yeah, I mean he was at what 3,400, maybe 3,500 with that, and then he dies and gives away all that gold. So.
It's giving away. It's 30 times your level, so that's almost 300 gold that he gave away with that death.
Is under attack.
Unfortunate for Blow Your Brain, but he's still on par for a decent timing Radiance. However, there is some aggression coming up from virtus.pro now, and if they want to be aggressive, this is the time to do so. There is no split up. They just died to a big fight coming out from M5, so they're kind of resetting now, and it looks like they will get the tier 1 tower. The glyph was used, but G does take it down. And he already has his Claymore, so he's getting closer and closer to his Battle Fury. He can pick up the Broadsword now if he wants to.
Yeah, I was just about to flag that as well, because, oh no, this would be... Thank goodness for Invis runes.
Seriously.
Dire's bottom tower
no gem, no detection, and there's no real reason for them to place down a sentry, or I don't think they even have any detection. Lasso, Yol gets caught out, so they actually turn it around using that vision from Blow Your Brain and Snare. Yol's going to fall as well to King R.
Need to watch this. They need to be very careful here.
Arrow not connecting. Meanwhile, Viper Strike going in. PGG trying to fight. Clap goes through, Mystic Flare, all over the place. PGG low will fall to Jaldam in the right click coming down. BZZ getting chased down as well. Flame Break going to push him back, but there's the Searing Chains on to 3. But Song of the Siren coming in from Blow Your Brain. They still lose Tron in the backside. The 2-for-2 trade comes out. Blow Your Brain now backs away. Vigas is going to get out as well. He has his Blink Dagger, not the one to chase instead. G's going to look for King R, but he has no mana for Remnant. Meanwhile, Chronosphere going in. They will find Blow Your Brain. Can Sadoy get this kill? Arrow comes through. It does connect. Beautifully done. Blow Your Brain gonna fall yet again. And this is the problem getting involved in these fights, Blow Your Brain. You're not finishing your Radiance anytime soon, it looks like.
Yeah, and this is what good teams do, just so aware of those item timings and when those kills are of maximum value. This is exactly what VP are doing right now. They understand that the value of killing Naga Siren at this point in the game, it's like getting at least 2 other hero kills. And Jadam really found his redemption there because he had an arrow at the beginning of that last fight that hit one of Blow Your Brain's illusions, and it was a very close thing, and they would have won that fight in a stomp if it had hit his hero, but eventually does come back, and hey, Chronosphere setup, no shame in that, my friend.
Yeah, easy Chronosphere into the arrow combo. Jotum just lets it loose, and boom, they get the kill. So, virtus.pro, they have the kill lead, and arguably they have the net worth lead as well. Well, not arguably. It shows 5,000 lead coming up from virtus.pro here. Experience-wise, 3,000 as well. And they have a solid advantage in this game, I think.
Yeah, I worry a little bit because in addition to the overall gold lead, you take a look at G topping the net worth board by over 2K ahead of Blow Your Brain's Naga Siren, and already the highest level in the game now, 2 levels ahead of anybody else on the map. This is danger time for M5.
Lasso on Jotum, they're bringing him back. Split gonna go as well. Mystic Flare, Jotum is about to fall with Flame Break and Will. Meanwhile, they're chasing down BZZ. He's got mech, he can't even use it. He will at the end, but that's still going to make him fall. 2 dead there. Excellent fight from Moscow 5. And they don't have G there. They don't have Sidoy, and I think that's virtus.pro lose 2 heroes that they probably shouldn't lose in that situation. They're just a bit too aggressive, but...
Yeah, but look at what's coming out now for G.
There it is.
Yeah, at 18 minutes, and just... You know, it looked like a few minutes ago, it looked like at this point in the match that Blow was going to have his Radiance and that G probably wasn't going to be to his Battle Fury. And it's just a mark of how much fortunes have turned here in the last 3 or 4 minutes of this game. A drum Battle Fury timing like that on an Ember Spirit that's also got this kind of level advantage, this is something that they now have to deal with.
He's got 5 kills to his name. I mean, this guy's been pretty much all over the place for virtus.pro. G might be one of the most underrated mid players in the world, and honestly one of my favorite to watch. He's so good at every aspect of the game. Team fighting, farming, getting levels, making sure he gets an advantage, and keeping that advantage. He's one of the best Naga players in the world as well, arguably, when he plays it. I've seen him go to town on that hero. And honestly, he's just a great farmer, and virtus.pro have a great player in their mid laner. Meanwhile, they're going to find out PGG. Death Ward comes out. Magic Missile stops it for a moment, but they will grab the kill. So
I mean, you hear it's a sort of a football expression that you hear quarterbacks, you know, he should take his offensive lineman out to dinner. You know, yes, I think that should be a Dota saying your mid players should be taking your supports out to dinner.
Absolutely, that's true. They make it so easy.
Yeah, it's such an importance of that setup in this kind of a match.
Listen, man, I'm all about the football references. I don't know how many people will get that, you know, but us American fans, absolutely. And
hey, you got to rep NA Dota, man.
Absolutely. I mean, well, they're taking Roche now, and
yeah, Aegis on G at this point. I mean, it's worth the risk for sure, and it's going to be very awkward for M5 to contest. Now that said,
they do.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Tron is up on the high ground, however. They do use the Moonlight Shadow there. Mystic Flare now wants to do it. Might get caught out. Looks like he will fall. He does Chrono up onto 2. Yeah. Magic Missile and Swap are available. There it goes. King R getting caught out. Now there's the song. They want to reset the fight, but now they will not have Lasso. They will not have Split. Sadoy, time walks down to the low ground. They cannot chase him down.
Oh, no.
Arrow just missing on Blow Your Brain. And looks like he will be able to get out. No, the Searing Chance coming through. Cast not available, but the right click coming out from BZZ is. And then the Remnant coming through to blow him up. He does finish his ratings as he dies. But they're going to give Roche up and a mega kill streak for G as well.
Yeah, they're very, again, boy, M5 hanging in this match by the skin of their teeth, but in my view, they've been fortunate that some of these fights haven't gone worse for them. Very, very lucky that they're able to finish the Radiance there with just literally a handful of gold to spare in Naga's pockets afterward. I did not think that they were going to contest that. Oh, God.
Well,
oh, God.
Yeah, PGG was way out of position there, and I was just watching him die. A bit unfortunate.
You can't give that to an Ember Spirit. Not now, certainly, but really not ever.
Yeah, I mean, the kills that he's getting are keeping him not only in this game, but I mean, he's got a lot of CS, but that's not really where his farm is coming from. I mean, 7 kills, that's what he's getting farmed from. And this gives him a 21-minute Chrysalis Battle Fury phase drum.
Yeah, this is probably, I'll look this up in the replay after the match, but this is probably going to be another significant farming record for G. And he's just had a hell of a series. And when he plays like this, gets set up by Jotum and Yol, and then just makes the big plays behind them, VP is nearly impossible to stop.
Yep, and they seem to have a really grasp on this game. King R giving his best Freon impression with his 3 null talismans. BZZ can't deny the tower. King R is looking to initiate with Tron. Ancient Seal Mystic Flare. BZZ's caught out about 4 or 5 times like this, although that is only the Aegis, but it's a free kill again going to Moscow 5, and now PGG is here. Magic Missile goes, and BZZ getting Ancient Shield yet again. And they're making a tanky Viper look squishy with Ancient Seal and an armor reduction.
I mean, BZZ has struggled in this match for sure, but it's just the mark of a good team. You shut down one of their cores, and the others just go ham to compensate. And here you're going to have another kill in the top lane, more than likely.
PGG gets caught out. Only one hit of the cast. There's the Death Ward. Not even really necessary. But better that Yul gets involved and gets the kill or gets an assist and gets towards the Aghanim Scepter than nothing. So.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the damage output from G here is just going to be too much, I think, for M5 to cope with. You know, it's all well and good that you're going to have these Radiance Naga illusions, but, I mean, they're going to go down in 1 or 2 sleight of fists. Yeah,
especially when he gets to the Daedalus finish, which should be his next item. And then after Daedalus, what do you build? Do you build yet another Battle Fury, maybe a Scotty, which we've seen so often on virtus.pro or on Ember Spirits around the world? So there's a lot of options coming up from virtus.pro, and they have so much farm on this Ember Spirit. And Sidoi even picks up a Maelstrom as well, so he's starting to get involved, and this is scary.
Yeah, they just, at this point, despite BZZ's struggles in the match, they just have more than enough between G and Sidoi to deal with those Naga illusions already. I mean, Blow Your Brain desperately needs to get his bots, his mana, and his heart up here in like the next, I don't know, 12 minutes or so to win this game, but boy, that is going to be so tough the way VP's playing.
Yeah, Moscow 5, and it looks like the early fights were kind of just now wearing on Blow Your Brain, who looks like his bots should be done if he wants to buy them now. You usually see Radiant's bots first.
I don't think you can in this match. I think she needs some stats to survive against the spam of Sleight of Fist.
Yeah.
Dire's
I'll agree with you there.
is under attack.
And the bots could come out if they wanted to, but I think it's going to be maybe a heart, maybe even a Manta if they want to. But
yeah, I think you got to go Manta or heart. Probably you'll go Manta next, just as a kind of a compromise between the stats and not giving up too much in the split pushing department, which is an important part of M5's path back into this game. They are not out of this quite yet, but they need to be awfully careful. They give up another big fight or another big couple of pickoffs to G, and they can find themselves out of this game in a hurry.
Yeah, luckily they still have all of their tier 2 towers up, so they have some, obviously last defenses here. Vigas is sitting on an Aghanim Scepter, which is actually surprising, but he's had a pretty good game, all things considered. So I guess not that big of a shocker.
I mean, G certainly has been the MVP of this series so far, and has just snowballed out of control in both games. But it wasn't on the laning phase in this match.
Sidoi, my friend. I think that's not good. John getting caught out. Now this fight is bad all of a sudden for virtus.pro. This is the fight that M5 needed. Sidoi is going to time walk away. Yul is not going to be so lucky. Song actually keeps Yul alive, but they're looking for Sidoi on the backside instead. There should be ready in 1 second, and is. They don't even need it. The Radiance burn, and all of a sudden, a double kill for King R, and Blow Your Brain gets involved in a couple of big kills. He's got 3.4k gold. That's what happens when you waste a Chronosphere and you don't have G there to help out, or BZZ with the mech.
And look at that fight recap. I mean, this is the point. We've said before how those bounties were reduced. They're not necessarily game-breaking at this point, but this is the point in the match, right? That was almost 5k XP going the way of M5, and about 2k gold as well. You see Blow Your Brain sitting on almost 4k gold now.
Yeah.
That's a dramatic turnaround there. I mean, look at the levels. They've all but caught, they caught at least halfway up in one fight.
And that's something you really cannot give away against the Naga Siren. We talk about how this game can go late. Naga can easily out-carry this game, even though there is that Ember Spirit on the other side, which is something that you have to deal with. I mean, it's kind of scary, but at the same time, Blow Your Brain can easily start doing a ton of damage, split pushing and take down towers like crazy. There's going to be a point, even with Sleight of Fist, where you might not be able to kill some of these Naga illusions.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. Naga Siren, they are going to have some AoE spam over on VP, but Naga Siren can get to the point where she can just tank up, and it is going to be that heart that you called for coming out next, and he's only about another 1,200-1,300 gold away from it.
Yeah, I mean, the Reaver helps a little bit right now, but getting that heart is going to be huge. And the illusions just probably won't die. I mean, unless you're up against G. And then you get a Mantis style maybe, or the bots first. But at some point, it's going to be bots, Mantis Sal, maybe a Butterfly if they really want a Diffusal Blade just to get some extra damage. I mean, there's a lot of items Naga can go for, but those are the standard ones. And when you get those items, all of a sudden, it doesn't really matter what G has. The game becomes a lot more difficult for them.
Vegas might go down here to a smoke gank. Oh, nice. Oh,
Chronosphere.
no.
Split almost went off, and that's a Gem of True Sight as well that they're going to pick up, and Yul's going to grab it. And he's actually
out of that.
Yul is getting closer to his Aghanim Scepter, but he's stopped his progression. He's just sitting at an Ogre Club and Point Booster, and he's been there for some time. If he can get up that Aghanim Scepter, then I'm very worried for M5 at that point.
Oh yeah, I mean, if he gets an Ags up at any kind of reasonable time, a good Chrono Ags combo, forget about it.
Yeah,
just forget it.
That's just too
G
much.
Lassoed.
He's going to get caught out. Mystic Flare, Ancient Seal, he will get brought
timing
down.
on the Ancient Seal. Man, what a high-value kill for M5.
Yeah.
They had to have that.
That's huge for them. That gives them a lot more room, especially in the top lane as well. Blow Your Brain can start pressuring that with some illusions, but instead, looking around, Moonlight Shadow was popped for that engagement. PGG gets arrowed in the mid lane. BZZ coming through with the Viper Strike. Magic Missile might go, but he's dead. And Mirana getting the kill, so Jadam now starting to get involved, and Medallion and Arcane Boots looks like it's going to be the utility Mirana. Sometimes we'll see this Mirana transition into the late game, but with an Arcane Boot pickup, I don't think that's the case.
Yeah, and you do have a number of really farm-hungry heroes on VP at this point. It's tough to make that transition from a 4-position Mirana in this particular match when you're already trying, for example, to put the Aghanims on Yul.
Yeah, and so I mean, exactly. They don't really have... A lot of the farm is just going to specifically Faceless Void, BZZ, and G. I mean, they're taking pretty much all of the maps, so the supports are trying to just get whatever they can get. And at this point, Mirana's playing the 5 role. Jadam's playing the 5 role, which is what he does, and he's doing it very well. On the other side of things, King R is... Although he's getting caught out, he's having a much better game than he did in the first one. I mean, the first game, he got blown up, but this game, he's doing real well.
He has done some things in fights, and particularly pickoffs together with TPOH's Batrider. That Mystic Flare has come into play. He's had very good timing on the silences. So, definitely seen some impact from all 5 of the M5 players in this match, which is really what you need to win against a top squad like VP. I mean, we have spent so much time talking about the supports for VP because I feel like so much of their game keys off that. But to me, you want to beat a good team like VP, you've got to match their support play.
Yeah, and 6 kills and 6 assists certainly isn't bad for King R. PGG has 1 kill and 10 assists, so he's getting involved certainly. He's going to try to take the tower by his lonesome, although Blow Your Brain is going to come in. And this is a tier 1 that's still alive at 29 minutes, and it should fall. Lasso coming in, Split coming in as well, Jadam getting caught out. And that's a lot used, but BZZ coming in as well, pops the BKB, Mystic Flare coming out, not doing the damage that he wants. He still has mech, BZZ backing away, does pop it finally. G, Searing Chains, PGG's gonna fall, 1-for-1 trade. What else can they get out of this? Sadoy, he's got Chronosphere, he can use it in a second, he might. He's gonna jump, Blink coming out, V-Guys trying to get out, there's the Chronosphere. They have the ultimate, Song of the Siren gonna go, and canceling any of the damage. Beautiful song from Blow Your Brain. Chronosphere gets nothing done as they're trying to bring down Vigas. All the meanwhile, Batrider split pushing into the top lane. And King R looking for a potential initiation here on somebody or just scouting them out. And the fight will end, but they head over to Roche Pit. Not up, but very close. Yeah,
very close, and they're going to know probably that Roche is about to pop up here. That was an excellent fight by Blow Your Brain. Really nice patience. I thought he might blow his song up on the dire, no pun intended, God, that'd be horrible, on the dire steps. Very nice patience to sort of walk back along the outskirts of the fight and use it to save his team from the chrono.
King R, Searing Chains. They don't get him. The cast not in time. He is sweating, man. He's like, oh my God.
Yeah, he barely missed the Searing Chains and the cask, not on target, so... Yeah, a little bit fortunate there from King R, but hey, you need a little bit of luck in these matchups.
Absolutely. And virtus.pro, they don't have the lead they once did, but they're still in a solid position, and they're going to grab Roshan and as the back end of that. And, I mean, an Aegis here could be huge. The problem now is that Blow Your Brain with bots, with the Heart of Tarrasque, one more item, and he starts becoming a problem. However, the big thing is, as good as the Naga Siren is right now, you actually don't do that much right-click damage until you get maybe a Manta and a Diffusal Blade. Diffusal Blade gets you that damage that you're missing. So until you get to that point, you can probably be pretty effective against this Naga. However, And now with the Aegis, she can't really afford to get caught out, so that's a bit scary.
Yeah, the biggest thing now is VP has what they need to really force a fight. And I think that they're going to try and force a fight behind the Aegis on G here. M5 need to survive this next team fight or two. And then I think they have a very realistic shot of carrying it out in the late game. But the danger time for them is right now, as G's already on the offensive here in the Dire jungle.
Yeah, PGG will smartly TP away. G was very close to getting a kill there. They actually had this warded, so they might have saw them walk through. And that means PGG can get out safely. So this is Moscow 5 playing a tightrope walk, or tightrope back, where they're just kind of farming up in the top lane, keeping pressure on some of these towers, but also giving a lot of room down bottom for Below Your Brain, or wherever he might be. But this also means that if they get caught out, they can easily die. They're too far away from home, so...
Yeah, not bad, though. I mean, Vigas is going to have his Shivas here in the next fight. And, you know, you see that gap between G and the Naga Siren is still there, but it's narrowed considerably. And Naga will eventually pull ahead here if she's allowed to get her next item up.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and this is just, he's also farming all across the map. He TP's top, as you just saw. He realized he was getting pressured, but send some illusions to the top lane, have them push it out. He can maybe take, you know, Ancients, he can go back to the jungle. And I think right now, if you're virtus.pro, you want to, I think, put some wards in the jungle and start really dealing with this. But maybe it's a bit too late. As you usually see those wards coming out, trying to block those camps a bit earlier. And although there might be a camp coming out, or yeah, there is a gem from Tron for TP.
I think it's not about the camps at this point. It's about... You are very, very strong, especially with the Aghanims just completed up on Yol. This is your time to force a fight and to win that fight decisively. And M5 is split up a bit here. I'm a little bit surprised that they have... It's important, obviously, to keep that support progression going. A little bit surprised, though, that they have PGG and King R up here on kind of on an island in the top lane. Leaves the rest of their team pretty vulnerable.
Support island. They're maybe a little bit too far. However, Tron is coming around. He can help out if necessary. But the rest of virtus.pro are here, with the exception of Jotum, who's bottom. That's a rhyme. Meanwhile, G's gonna throw
that might have been even worse than blowing the song, my friend.
Yeah, but well, listen, it was unintentional. That's guys.
We shall never speak of this again.
Yeah, listen, it didn't happen. Just forget about it. It's fine. 35 minutes in, this game is looking like it might take a bit of time here to finish up. So,
I'm liking this. I think we definitely have a game that could go either way. BZZ lasted. He's going to eat a Mystic Flare again. Goodness gracious.
BKB, he gets the snare though. That's the problem. He will kill King R, and he is actually going in. G comes in as well with the Remnant. There's Song of the Siren, and that's a full duration BKB, but it is going to go down. And that's just at the right time for Blow Your Brain to get out of a really bad position.
Decide what the hell he's doing though.
He's getting the Remnant's coming in from G. He actually has no drum charge now.
Chrono, forget it.
Oh yeah, Blow Your Brain in some trouble. Chronosphere going, and even with the heart, my friend, you're not going to be able to take up all of this damage. 3 dead. Big fight going the way virtus.pro.
And that is exactly what you cannot have happen for M5, and this is why I was concerned with them having the supports kind of sitting on an island up there. You could kind of see the rest of their team sort of just trickled in, and that's what happens when it's not necessarily the heroes that show out of position that get killed, but they have the potential to set up these engagements where your whole team can get gone on.
And that's just not a good spot to be in. I mean, M5 should not be there in that position getting caught out. There's no 2-2 tower for them to push. They have no real vision of the top area of the map. virtus.pro just get a kill easily on M5, and they could transition this into a couple of towers, but instead they're looking for the Brewmaster, who is going to use the Shiva's Guard quickly, but it doesn't seem that G cares. Meanwhile, TP coming out, Tron going to get away, Remnant, Searing Chain's not there.
Yeah, a little surprised that VP chased there. I mean, that's the point where I think as VP that you can go ahead and push onto the M5 side of the map.
Yeah, get a tier 2 tower. You have yet to take a tier 2 tower in this matchup. There's no way you're taking high ground without getting these tier 2s, so that's one way to stop them from being aggressive. Well,
Eul's Scepter here on to Seedoy.
Lasso, BKB'd right beforehand, but Seedoy might be in trouble. Ensnare, he will time walk away. Oh, they're going to blink on top of him. There's the Chronosphere. They will try to bring down King R. There's the Aghanim Scepter ultimate coming out. You do have M5's Vigas gets stunned up. He is going to fall. Nicely done from Jotum, and now PGG getting chased down by Seedoy. Time walk, time block. There it goes. Double kill. and they cannot get a song off to save their lives. And
just yet again, I mean, the VP supports the perfect death ward there by Yol. Of course, I mean, it was set up very nicely by Cito's Chronosphere, but then Jotum with the arrow to seal the Brewmaster's fate. I think that Vigos might have been able to get the split off had that arrow not come in at the very, very end there, and that just locked down the fight for VP. And we said a few minutes ago that this was a point where M5 needed to survive the next couple of engagements. Well, unfortunately, some bad positioning on the top lane, and then some nice execution here in the Radiant mid, and VP have taken control.
Yeah, there's no buybacks on pretty much any of the heroes. In fact, none of the heroes have buyback on their Radiant side. They have no split. Actually, they do. They didn't get it off in that last fight, so they will have that up in 10 seconds. There is no glyph. And now I think they get a set of racks here for free.
Oh yeah, easily.
Song is going to come through. Maybe they only get the range racks. I don't know if you keep going here.
Split still is up because he never got it off in the last fight.
Look at all those BKBs. Big Chronosphere. Tron walks right into it. Blow your brain. Getting brought low. Kingar gets obliterated. 4 dead. Wow, that turns sour quickly. Primal Split gets off. But does that really matter? Buyback just got there from Naga Siren. And she has it, but again, no song coming out, and they are going to take this Rex. Searing Chase, blow your brain, you just got back here, don't die again, and he will. Double kill for BZZ. That might be the beginning of the end. Luckily, there is no tier 3s able to be taken, as the tier 2s are still alive in the other lanes.
Yeah, just perfect timing there by VP, being very aware that Vigos's Brewmaster was just about to respawn, and that they would M5 would probably force a little bit of action, try and get some return kills. They just had Cito's Chronosphere come off cooldown and anticipated what M5 were going to try to do, and were able to turn it on the turners right there in that engagement. Great fight here, and that will probably be enough for VP to take this home.
No split, everyone dead for 40 seconds for the Naga is, and they will call GG. And a rare occurrence of having a Naga Siren at 40 minutes of the game not able to bring a game back in 6.82, where comebacks are the norm. Not in this game. Virtus.pro take the series 2-0. No split coming out from Moscow 5. A bit of a rough start for them.
And this is just night and day relative to what we've seen in the past for VP, where sometimes they would have a rough start and it felt like they would just kind of fold, or sometimes they would have a couple of setbacks in the mid game and it